Yes, this is chapter 11-4. This is the work. Now remember, section 4 of chapter 11 talks about regular polygons. Remember, a regular polygon is a shape that has the same sides and the same angles. So all the sides and the angles are congruent. Okay, so for example, we could have a square. Right, so all the sides measure the same and all the angles measure the same. That's an example of a regular polygon. It doesn't have to be a square. It could be a pentagon, but all the sides have to measure the same and all the angles also have to be congruent. Okay, so a regular polygon is a shape that has that both the sides and the angles are congruent. Now remember, the formula for that is going to be area equals 1/2 times your A, your apothium, times P, your perimeter. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys your apothiums for numbers 1, 2, and 3 because you're going to need them. I'm going to show you how to find them, but you do need a graphing calculator, and I know most of you guys do not have it. So because of that reason, I'm going to give you guys the letter A's for each problem, 1 through 3. Okay, so for number 1, your apothium is going to be 2.3. Okay, for number 1, your A is going to equal 2.3. For number 2, your A is going to equal, see which one's number 2, let me check. Number 2 is 15, it's 7.5. And for number 3, your A, your apothium is given. It is 6. But what you need to find out is the sides. And one of the sides, I'm going to give you the sides too. One of the sides measures 7. Okay. So for number 1, your A for the formula equals 2.3. For number 2, your A equals 7.5. Number 3, it's given to you guys. A equals 6. But you do need the side, and the side is going to be 7. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys how to solve it, how to solve the A, just in case you guys want to know. And well, it is kind of my job, I'm a teacher. So let's work out number 1. Number 1, we have a triangle. And it says in the instructions that this is a regular polygon. So that means that all the sides measure the same, and all the angles measure the same. Okay. Well, they tell us that one of the sides equals 8, so that means that all of the sides measures 8, because it is a regular polygon. Now let's find out how much the angles measure. Well, we know that a triangle measures 180 degrees. We divide it by 3, because all 3 angles measure the same. That gives us 60. Okay, so all the angles here measure 60 degrees. Let me put that in a different color. Okay, so all these angles here measure 60. All I did is divided 180 divided by 3, and that gives me 60. So all of these here measure 60. Okay. Now I do need to find my apothium, my letter A. Now to do that, I'm going to try and draw it. So let's say my apothium is right here. Now remember, my apothium cuts this line segment in half. So we have that this part is 4 and this other part is 4. And 4 and 4 is 8, and that's okay. And then we know that it bisects this angle here in half, and it bisects this angle in half. So if this big one measured 60 and it's cut in half, we now have that this triangle here measures 30. That angle measures 30. This is perpendicular, so that measures 90. This has to measure 60 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to redraw this triangle over here, just kind of like to zoom in so you know what's going on. Okay, so we have that this side measures 4. This here is 90. This angle measures 30 degrees. And this angle measures 60. That's just a zoom in version of this little triangle right there. Okay. Now what we want to find is the apothium, is this line right here. We want to find this line right there, how much that measures. Now because it is a 30, 60, 90 degrees, it has special property. Okay, so the property, I'm going to draw it over here. Well, this here, let me erase the 4. We know it's a 4, but I'm just so you know the property. There's going to be x times the square root of 3. Excuse me. Okay. This side here is going to measure 2x. And this side here is going to measure x. Okay. Now, we know that this part here, between the 30 and the 90, the 30 and the 90 measures 4. So we know that this part here measures 4. So we should get that x times the square root of 3 should equal 4. This equals 4. And now we want to solve for x. So all we have to do is just divide by square root of 3 on both sides. Once we do that, all we do is 4 divided by the square root of 3. Okay, 4 divided by the square root of 3. That gives us, so once you divide those two numbers out, what you're going to get is that x, right, because the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3 equals 1, so we're left with 1x equals, and this here is going to equal 2.3. So this side here, x equals 2.3. This here equals 2.3. And that's how you find your apothium. Okay. For other irregular shapes, all you have to do is find how much the total, you're going to add up all the angles. You're going to divide it by how many sides it has, how many angles it has, I'm sorry. In this case, the total number was 180. We divided that by 3, right? And then we just cut that angle in half. And after that, just do your magic and you should be able to find your apothium. Okay. So this here, that's going to be my apothium. So my A equals, so this here, this number right there is 2.3, and that's my A. Okay. Now, all we have to do now is find the area. How do we find the area? Well, area equals 1/2 times A. We said our A is 2.3. So times 2.3 times P, which is my perimeter. How do we find perimeter? You add up all the sides. So 8 plus 8, that's 16, plus 8 more. That's going to be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24. So times 24. Oops. 24. Remember, we found P by adding up all the sides. Since it's a triangle, there's 3 sides. 8 plus 8, and then this side here measures 8. And that gives us 24. That's how we got that P. Okay? And then you just multiply that out. Okay? So here we have area equals, so 1/2 times 2.3, that's going to be 1 point something. Let me check that out. Where's my calculator? Let me get a calculator out. Sorry guys, should have that ready. So we have 2.3 times 1/2, or times 0.5. That gives me 1.15. So this here gives me 1.15 times, I still need my 24, times 24. So 1.15 times 24 times 24. So 1.15 times 24 gives me a total of 27.6. So my area equals 27.6 centimeters squared. Okay. Now, this seems a little bit complicated, but since I already gave you guys your A, all you have to do is multiply 0.5, which is half, times your A, which I gave you guys in the beginning of the video, times P, which is your perimeter. Okay, that's all you guys have to do. You don't have to find the apothium since I already found it for you. So all you have to do is just follow that formula, plug and chug, and you should have your numbers. Okay, now for the bottom section, these are actually kind of fun. I actually like these. These are not regular polygons, but their shape's made up of regular polygons. So let me try number. This is number 5. So number 5 is a semicircle, and then they have a cone. Okay, and they do give you some measurements. They say that from here to here, this here measures 3 feet. Okay, and then they say that from here to here, that measures 7 feet. Okay. So all you have to do now is just, I'm sorry, not from here to here, sorry, from right there. There we go. So now you have to do is just find the area over here. Now we're going to separate this into 2 parts. First, we're going to find the area of this triangle here. So you notice there's a triangle here. So first we're going to find out the area of this triangle. Okay, and once we find the area of that triangle, we're going to find the area of this half circle. Okay, and once you do that, you're going to add up both areas, and you should get your total area. So what we're going to do, we're going to find the area of this triangle, then find the area of this half circle, and then we just add them, combine them, and it should be good. Okay. Now, to find the area of a triangle, so since that one's, I did it in blue, we're going to do it in blue. So the area of a triangle, AT, right, area for a triangle, that's going to be equal to 1/2 times my base times my height. Okay, so let me substitute. So we have 1/2 times my base. Well, this here is my base, and it's telling me that it measures 3 feet. So 1/2 times 3 times my height. Well, it takes here, it has a height of 7. So times 7. Okay, when you multiply that out, 3 times 7 is 21. 21 times half, or times 0.5. We have that it is 21 times 0.5. It's 10.5. Okay, so the area of a triangle, of this triangle, equals 10.5. Okay, now we have to find the area of the circle. Okay, now the area for a circle is pi r squared. So the area of a circle is pi times your radius squared. Now radius is half your diameter. So if this measures 3, if this circle, this here measures 3 feet, half of it would be 1.5. So my radius is 1.5. So we have here pi, remember, we're using 3.14. So 3.14 times my radius, which is 1.5 squared. And then you just have to multiply that out. Let's figure out the 1.5 squared. 1.5 squared, all it means is 1.5 times 1.5. So 1.5 times 1.5. That gives us 2.25. So then we have 3.14 times 2.25. Okay, so now 3.14 times 2.25. That gives gives us 7.065. We're going to round that up. So we have area of a circle is going to equal about 7.1. Okay, we round it up, 7.1. Ooh, I almost did a mistake here, guys. I'm so sorry. That is the area of this full circle. Now, we only want half of the circle, so we have to cut this one in half. So we have to divide it by 2. We have to cut it in half. Once we divide that by 2, we get that it equals about 3.53. So my area is about 3.5. Remember, it's just half a circle. I almost did a mistake there, guys. Okay, so once I have both of my areas, I'm going to add up both of them. So I'm going to add up 10.5, which is the area of the triangle. 10.5 plus the area of a circle, which is 3.5. That leaves us with 0. Cover the 1, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my total area is going to be 14 centimeters squared. Okay, so for the bottom portion, you have to find the area of each shape individually, and then you just add them up together. Okay, guys? So make sure you guys do problems 1 through 7. Upload them, and that's pretty much it, guys. Wash your hands, stay safe.